You want us to stay?
And hello everyone, welcome back to our Extreme stand-up show here on the Extreme Improv XStreamed World Championship Festival 2021. Now, yes, look at this screen everyone, we are not going to be doing improv, well some of us may be, one of us in particular, but you'll have to figure out which one that is because we have a fantastic lineup of stand-up comics with us tonight. And on our show this evening, we are going to have Leon Bukowski, Pablo Lewin, Brenna Judkins, DB Frick, Johnny Cayley, Blue Glasses Girl, and our headliner, our current reigning, not quite defending, but it is our world champion, Ashley Edwards. So, everyone say a nice big hello.
Nice big hello.
Hello.
So, audience, feel free to put lots of comments and throw your applause virtually our direction because we are now going to get on with the things and the stage is now for you, Leon.
Hi everyone, hi, I'm Leon. You know what, I feel my technology judges me way too much. For example, most people's Fitbit set them targets like walk 10,000 steps a day. Mine sets me targets like walk past the cake shop, don't go in. Ironically and literally, this is the only Fitbit on me. Netflix judges me too. So you know when you're on Netflix and you're doing it for a while, it says, you know, are you still watching Cobra Kai, are you still watching The Crown? Mine says things like, are you still watching Only Fools and Horses? It's 2021 for God's sake. Someone told me to get that Disney Plus to improve the experience, to make it better. What I should do is I watch Toy Story with all the toys from the movie around me. In the end, I watched Toy Story with a Woody. I'll be honest, I can't believe it turned me on so much. I got that Disney Plus because I loved it. What I love is Star Wars. But what I noticed in all the Star Wars movies, what happens, especially in the original ones, everybody gets their arm chopped off. Luke Skywalker loses an arm, Darth Vader loses an arm, the Ice Bear, C-3PO gets both his arms ripped off. Even the random guy in the space bar loses an arm. Ironically, the only person who doesn't lose an arm is Han Solo. My favourite character in Star Wars is Count Dooku. They call him Count, not because he's royal, but because he loves math puzzles. Of course, not as much as his wife Sue. Sue Dooku. Are you still watching Star Wars? You're 44 for fuck's sake. Because I'm employed at the minute, I get these targeted job ads. One's from a farmer looking to hire farm hands. Apparently they have loads of applicants because they started the advert, are you looking for a good hand job? I'll be honest, I applied. But what I got this Fitbit because I've always been a little bit overweight. So I tried to join Weight Watchers, but I'm what Weight Watchers call a full refund. I always watch what I eat. Not to lose weight, I'm just scared someone's going to steal my food. Help me lose weight. I went to see a doctor, and I was in the hospital because he was in the hospital. That's where he had his surgery. So I was looking for his room. There was various signs hanging from the ceiling. For example, on the ceiling it said A&E, cardiology, etc. And then there was two signs. One said gynecology advice, and next to it said stroke centre. And I thought, yeah, that's good advice. Doctor checked my body fat to see if I was obese. At first I was worried. I thought this is going to be bad, but then he said, but I was very happy then. He said, listen, you've got the ideal weight of a man twice your height. That's impressive, isn't it? He asked about my sexual orientation. I said, I'm ambidextrous. I sleep with both men and women. He said, don't you mean bisexual? I said, no, I mean I use both hands. He said, by the look of you, the fact that you're wearing a Star Wars t-shirt, I had you more down as a Han Solo kind of person. But anyway, a few years ago I went to Jerusalem, and this is obviously when you can fly. So I went to the airport, and even the computer terminal judged me. So I was typing in these information, they asked you those questions. It said, had anyone put anything in your suitcase without your knowledge? And I thought, how would I know? So I get there, and this is true. You know, you get these Facebook ads that target you from the things you were looking at, and they had this adverts coming up. It was a biblical zoo. Now, this is true. If you go to Jerusalem, you can go to the biblical zoo, and what it is a zoo, and this is real, a zoo with all different scenes from the Bible in it. So, for example, they've got a cage with a lion and a lamb. In the Bible, it said the lion will lay down with the lamb. And I thought, that's amazing. I've got to go and see this thing. So I went to the zoo. I get there. I go to the cage. There's the lion. There's the lamb next to it. And I was amazed. I thought, that is amazing. That's brilliant. The zookeeper came up. And I said, how is this possible? You've got to tell me, how is this possible? He said, listen, this is what we do. Every night, we come together and we pray. And we say to God, listen, God, show us your power and mercy through this example of your power over the natural world. And every morning we come down, and we open the cage, and we put in a new lamb. Even technology judges here, like breathalyzers in the UK, so they check in the UK if you're drunk driving. But I've driven all around the world, and they don't always do the breathalyzer. They do other things. So, for example, in Jerusalem, what they do is they make you get out of your car, with your hands by your side, and you've got to walk in a straight line, toe to toe. And if you can do that, it means you're not drunk. In the USA, what they do, put your hands out to each side, and then you've got to try and touch your nose. I lived in Southeast Asia for 5 years. I do something similar there as well. What you do is you get up, you've got to stand, you've got to put your hand by your side, you've got to slowly raise your hand, and then give the policeman a bribe. But anyway, you've got to be serious just for the last little bit. But in order to stop COVID, please, if you're out there, please remember that if you're in the UK and we're going to try and stop COVID, if you see Boris Johnson, do punch him in the face. If enough of us do this, enough times, it will save lives. Remember, hands, fist, face. I've been Leon Bukowski. Thank you very much. Good night.
Well done! Thank you very much. That was Leon. Fantastic stuff. So, now we're going to come from the UK and we're going to take things stateside. And what a states they are. Look at him already, ready for this. This is Pablo. The stage is yours.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Oh, look at all of you real people. Wow. I haven't seen so many people watching me like this since the last time I was in court charged with indecent exposure. But wait, all I did was to remove my face mask and show my face, and people started calling 911. Then the judge in court took a look at my face and held me in contempt. I said, contempt of what? He said, plastic surgery? I don't get any breaks. And aren't we all dependent on technology these days? Right? Am I right here? Like, yeah. Internet. We can't live without internet. Last night, my internet went out for 4 hours. 4 hours. I felt naked. Okay, I was naked because I was watching Pornhub.com videos, but you know, still, you know how hard it was to fix that computer with only one hand? It was tough. And then I had to remove that vibrating computer mouse out of my ass. It took me 4 hours. Man, life is so complicated. It is. For example, I tried to set up my iPhone for face recognition, and it didn't work. Siri said that it only works with a human face. Then she recommended a solution, a face transplant. She even showed me a picture that will improve my looks. I don't want an orangutan face. Although on the positive side, orangutans get laid more than me. What about social distancing, huh? It's killing me. Even my inflatable doll is demanding I stay 6 feet away from her. Imagine, no sex for over a year. You know what inflatable dolls look like, right? One of those sex dolls, like a fish. Like that. So now every time I eat sushi, I get randy. She's losing pressure. How am I going to blow her up? Oh. Man, yeah, I feel so lonely during this pandemic. I even tried teleconferencing with my multiple personalities, but they all rejected my calls. And they came home and beat the shit out of me. On the positive side, I'm dating one of my many personalities, but she left me for a butcher one now. What am I going to do? You guys getting the blues these days with the pandemic and all that? I know I am. Yeah. So I'm not afraid to say that I called the Suicide Prevention Center for help. But after 5 minutes, they gave me the address to the nearest gun shop and directions to the nearest tall bridge. They gave me 2 instructions. One, play Russian roulette. The other one, use a fully loaded gun. I don't care what anybody says. Suicide jokes during a pandemic always kill. Do you guys like science? I know my jokes are working fantastic here. Please, somebody heckle me. Heckle me. Have you noticed that? This is the only art form where heckling is allowed. For example, you can't go to an opera and somebody's playing Rigoletto, and you can't go get up and say, "Hey, you fat guy, you're not doing a great job. Get off. I want to see somebody else," right? Or what about Swan Lake? I mean, you don't go to a ballet and start heckling people, right? Yeah. Hey, you lady, you're not looking like a swan, and there's no water. Come on. I mean, astronomy. Do you like astronomy? Here's a little astronomical fact. Astronomers theorize that the universe was created in a Big Bang. I told my girlfriend and she disagreed, and she left me. She said she never experienced a Big Bang while dating me. A Big Bang, get it?
Yeah.
She said, what about my telescope? And she said, what telescope? You mean your microscope? Microscope, that means my little dick, you know, because I have anyway.
Oh, we thought you were talking about Jeff Bezos.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Hey, extraterrestrials. Have you seen every depiction of extraterrestrials on this planet? What are they? They're bald and they're naked, right? Isn't that crazy? These are beings that supposedly travel faster than the speed of light, which requires unlimited power and technology that is 1,000,000 years ahead of us. And then they have to travel billions of light years to get here. And yet, they haven't invented clothing and hair plugs? Come on. They're not coming to invade us. They're coming to get tailor suits and wigs. Let's face it. That's why they're abducting us and they're probing us because they're jealous. That's why. I mean, have you seen them naked? They have nothing. They have no holes. They have no protrusions. How do they make love? I mean, by email? What do they do, these people? Are they even people? Who knows? Anyway, I'm over 60. By the way, give me the time when it's over because I got thousands of bad jokes here.
We will.
In fact, you can cut me off. You can mute me, please. Anyway, I'm over 60. So, you're going to find this very hard to believe, but I've never had any children, never been married, and I still want to have some children. So I took one of those fertility tests to see if I'm still, potent. So I still have great news, ladies. The now ladies watching here, I have great news for you. I have 1 sperm left, and it can't swim anymore. It's in a wheelchair. I mean, I even talked to it on a microscope. Hi, little one, how you doing? Daddy, which way to the ovaries? That way or that way? I don't know. I know it's my sperm, though, because it has a tiny dick, just like his dad.
Okay, and at that point we will cut you off. Well done, well done. Thank you. So, wow. I don't know how to do a good segue from this, but Brenna, it is now your stage.
Hooray! What's up? Hi, everybody. Should I use this tiny whisk as a mic?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes.
Yes!
Okay. We're gonna record this with me using a tiny whisk as a mic. That's very on brand for me, though. So I'm gonna go for it. I used to start my set saying that I was single again, but it's been 6 months since I've done stand-up, so I can change the joke now. I'm still single. Is anybody here in like a relationship though? Like, I know Pablo's not, except for like with his tiny sperm and a pizza. Like anybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, David, that's so good for you. Good for you. If anybody is not in a relationship, though, I want to offer you some words of affirmation that I often tell myself, usually at night in bed, alone, by myself, because I'm single. I like to remind myself what it's like to debate whether or not to hold in a fart, and then I feel better about it. Sleep like a baby. I am also a single parent, which is weird on its own. It's hard. Like, everybody's like, oh my God, how do you do it, single parent? How do you do it? I do have one small piece of advice, and it has served me well over the last 5 or so years. And that is, if your child comes to you and introduces a new character that they've started drawing, or like an imaginary friend, and they start talking about it a lot, what I would suggest is that you go ahead and you take whatever name that they've given you and you run it through Wikipedia, just to make sure that it's not like an established demon, like an established cult following. Just make sure. You don't need to get yourself into an exorcist situation. That is probably the worst outcome of single parenting. Anything else you are doing above board. Okay? You're doing great. It is my kid is a really anxious kid. But I'm also a really anxious person. So that scans. I oh my God, I have an emotional support dog that ignores me. But I'm not good at making friends, so it is kind of my fault. But I figure if I give it 5 to 10 years, she'll die, and then I can get a new dog. Which is kind of also my approach to breakups. It has been in the past. Yeah. Like I said, I'm very anxious. I actually have trouble believing that I was the strongest sperm. I really do. Because everything else after that just makes no fucking sense. If I had to imagine myself in that moment where all the sperms are rushing to get to my mom's very genetically not great egg, I imagine myself oh my God, why is everyone rushing? Where are we trying to get so fast? Jesus Christ. There's just look, I'm going to stand over here. I'm going to find a bench. I would find a bench. I would find a bench with some shade. I would hold everyone's bags. That would be much more on brand for me, and then I'd be oh, churros, and then I could get a snack. It's as best I can tell, I was maybe a shield bearer, and something unforetold happened, and now I'm here, and that's really all I can do to explain that. This is probably why I'm single. I'm very anxious. I am so anxious. I can only sometimes I try to imagine what it's like from the other person's perspective, and I just imagine they're why am I here? What am I doing? Why have I I haven't been dating. I don't like to date. Dating is weird. I don't like flirting. I think flirting is weird. I actively hate flirting, and here is why, and this will be my final parting thing for you all, is I tried flirting recently, and it was quite magical, and I remember what I said verbatim. I wrote it down, and I'm going to read it for you now, and I just want you to be ready to be seduced, okay? Just get ready. Just get ready to be seduced. Check this out. You ever be eating chicken noodle soup and think to yourself, damn, this is way too much chicken?
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
And that's the time!
Okay! Thank you very much there, Brenna. Fabulous stuff, and that is advice which we can all take forwards with us. But someone who will take something forwards with us, and they're going to bring it to the forefront now, is DB. The stage is now yours.
Hey, is it okay if I use my wood for a microphone?
Oh.
You usually do.
My wood that I have here. This is my my name is DB Frick. People ask me when they first meet me, what does the DB stand for? Well, turns out my parents were at an Elton John concert right before I was born in 1977. It was, and they were like, let's name our son that's coming in a few weeks. Let's name him after the next song, the next Elton John song that comes out. So they both agree to this. And the next song that comes up is Rocket Man. So my father's like, yeah, we should name our son Rocket Man. And my mom's like, no, let's wait. Let's go with the next song. So the next song was Daniel. The B, I was named after my uncle who was shot dead in a drug deal before I was born. He was shot with a shotgun. So my father wanted to name me Shotgun. My mother was like, no, let's go with his name. So it was Barry, but my name was almost, and this is a true story, my name was almost Rocket Man Shotgun Frick. And if it was, I'd probably have a lot more friends. With a name like that, how could you not want to hang out with that person? Like, just saying that, you're hanging out with Rocket Man tonight? Just sounds exciting. Dave and everyone as stand-ups and as comedians, we're always getting introduced by our successes when we go on stage. DB Frick, he's written jokes for Conan O'Brien. It was 20 years ago. Nobody cares. People never remember that shit when you leave the stage. Audiences don't remember. But I want to start getting introduced by my failures. So I wanted to be, hey, ladies and gentlemen, next coming to the stage, he lives in his mother's basement, DB Frick. Next coming to the stage, he's $150,000 in debt, DB Frick. Ladies and gentlemen, next coming to the stage, he graduated from Holy Trinity High School with a non-Regents diploma, DB Frick. That's how I want to be introduced from now on, because people are going to remember that. People come up to me after the show and be like, wow, you couldn't get a Regents diploma? You must have been really stupid. Speaking of being really stupid, I have 2 useless degrees. I have a useless a BFA in English and an MFA in English. And if there's anything that I learned through all those years of schooling, is that I hate the English language. And I'm going to give you a few examples as to why I hate the English language. There's a few words that really bother me a lot. And I'm sorry if these words offend you, but they're words that could easily offend you. But I'm not making fun of people. I am making fun of the word. So the first word is Tourette's. To me, Tourette's sounds like a miniature band that travels the country, and it's like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, next coming up, it's the Tourette's. And they come in and they dance, and they're small. That's what I imagine. I think it's a terrible, terrible word. I'm a terrible person for thinking like that. I understand that. You have to look beyond that. Secondly, the word karma. Now, my problem with karma is that I could go walk outside and just punch some random guy in the face and be like, what did you do to deserve that? And he'd be like, yeah, you're right, I did something wrong. Oh, must have really fucked up. You're right. Yes, man, karma. So, that's why I don't like the word karma. And lastly, and maybe most offensively, and I hope not, but the word retarded. I have a big problem with the word retarded, and it's because of the prefix re. R-E means turn around, begin again, start over. So if you were retarded, that means you had to at some point be tarded, and then untarded, and then retarded. If you go by the English language. I'm just saying, like, if we follow the rules of the English language, that's what would happen. If it happened before, you'd be pre-tarded. If it happens afterwards, you're post-tarded. We could figure out different ways to go with that. fans of sports? Do we have any fans of sports out there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate sports. I hate them all. It stems from being forced into everything as a kid. Football, baseball, soccer, tennis, you name it, tiddlywinks. I got forced into it. It got to the point in Little League when my coach actually wanted me to take one for the team. He wanted me to lean into the ball and get hit by it. Oh. The weird thing about it was bowling. So I'd go home with like 6 or 7 bruises. Bowling ball every year. And I'd come home and I'd have all these bruises, but that was fine because when my father would come home from work drunk, he'd think he already beat me and go straight to bed. Oh. So it made that easier. No, my father never beat me. It's a joke. My father never beat me. He was a horrible alcoholic, but he never beat me. So I wouldn't want to leave that in your minds. I am tired of how many chargers I have for things. I have a list here. Of different things I have to charge all the time, constantly charge. I have 3 things charging right now. I have, I have my Fitbit. I have my Bluetooth speakers. I have my Bluetooth headset. I have my cell phone. I have my computer. I have my tablet. I have my Roomba. I have my Nintendo DS. I have my sex robot. I have my vibrator. And I have my Bible. And those last 3 always run out at the same time. They always run out at the same time. I'm always plugging those in. I don't know if you know what the My Bible is. It's a box, like a little 1970s technology that reads to you random verses from the Bible. So I just wanted to bring you in on that. If you, as I mentioned before, I don't really have a Fitbit. I got something else. It's called a Fatbit. So this thing will wake me up at midnight and remind me to eat. If I'm walking somewhere and I'm burning too many calories, the Fatbit will find me the closest bench to sit on. It finds me the most highest calorie thing wherever I am. So even if I talk too much, if I'm burning too many calories through talking, it will send me to a place to go eat. That's the Fatbit. When I'm at the gym, I'll often go over to like a piece of equipment and finish with it, and then raise the weight afterwards, so that whoever's using that next thinks that I'm the strongest person in the world, and they like try to pull it, and they can't pull it, and they're like, "Oh, is that guy? Wow, good job there." One of the other issues I have is I'm dyslexic. In addition to all my other foibles, I'm also dyslexic. And the only thing that differentiates the men's room from the women's room is an M upside down. So whenever I see it, I see a W. So I'm always accidentally going into the woman's room. But that's fine, because when the police come, I can just tell them that I'm dyslexic and all the vaginas look like penises.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a long walk to that joke. It's a long walk. You gotta hold my hand. There's a long way. There's a lot of trees on the way. You really So I'm gonna sing a song. I'm gonna do a rap song. I don't know if any of you know this, but I was on a rap album. You can go on Reverb. It was called The Name I Call Myself. It's 2011. Me and a couple of guys, Chris Vanderhorst and Jannard Sutton, out of California, did this album. And my rap name is Helen Killer. Just so you know. And I'm gonna rap this right now. This is dollar to your name. This is all about being poor. Okay. Dollar to my name, dollar to my name. Ain't got nothing but a dollar to my name. It's the blame game. Checking out my pockets makes me go insane. My mama tells me go get a job. How to do that when I'm 3/4 slob? You know all about my pockets being naked, wallet being flat, refrigerator vacant. You can take me home because I'm yours for the taking. And I like my women like my drinks well shaken. Sitting at a grill, mad illin' and chillin'. On a date all alone, salad bars fillin'. Dollar in my pocket, billion down from million, sneaking a cotillion. Hide up on the ceiling, This is the part where the third graders started singing "Hey Big Spender." I don't have the music, but it definitely topped it off. I'll be at the dollar store filling up my basket, poor till the day I die, lying in a casket. I'm hot and I'm hot and Bob Cratchit, and with that brother Tiny Timmy's got my jacket. I'm at the bus stop and the driver keeps going. The $1.25 fare's got me rolling. Driver sees my face and knows I'm a degenerate. I steal from old ladies. How else would I pay the rent? You know all. That's all. I got. I've been on that. So, thank you for your time, and thank you for letting me show my wood on the show.
Okay, well, thank you very much to DB. He's $150,000 in debt, frick. So, fantastic stuff there. Now, we are going to come over to someone who hopefully isn't in that much debt, but we will owe him a debt for spending his time with us here. This is Johnny Cayley.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Enforcement. So, I'm currently retaking my English because I'm fairly good at English. I just didn't get the grades I want. So, DB, I'm going to be talking about your favourite subject in school.
Great.
I did my course online like everybody else, and sitting on a chair for so long, my God, my arse was so sore after that. My tutor, Deborah, she was a lunatic, and it didn't help that her teaching styles were kind of like Tasmanian devil. Thank God it was virtual. Next thing, she probably have done it like started spinning at everyone. Not during these times, Deborah, for God's sake. The most random thing happened, and I'll never forget this. It was coming up to lunchtime, and my mum was getting a potato from the fridge.
Uh-huh.
And Deborah must have ears like a bat. She said, "Whoever is making that noise, please put yourself on mute." What? It's a potato. It's not exactly David Guetta performing in a nightclub. Whatever that is. But the story happens back with me and her stupid clause was whenever I had my assignments in, she would be very negative. To the point where I sent an email basically saying, "You got a problem with my work?" "No, I haven't got a problem with your work. I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm trying to help you be better." Yeah, I'll believe that when I turn straight, Deborah. But yeah, long story short, I don't deal with Deborah anymore. Thank God for that. Oh. Now in the UK, it's nearly 11 o'clock at night, and DB, your fat bit might go off in a bit, so I'm going to talk about pizza. Give me two if you like pizza.
Whee!
There are two types of people who eat pizza, because there's the right way and the wrong way. This is the right way, and should be the only way to eat it, which is to get the pizza, buy the crust, tear it apart, and use your hands. The incorrect way is to simply get a knife and fork. No! You don't do that. If you see someone do that in a restaurant, please give them a hard bitch slap from me. Especially if they're eating Hawaiian pizza. If you want something salty, I'll just comment it. Just ask me to. But if it's a meat feast, which is kind of my favourite because I do like some meat in my mouth. Now, I'm new to this comedy thing, so forgive me if I'm still trying to find my feet. Apparently, God thought it'd be a great idea to give me two natural left feet. It would help if I wasn't this Brexit. And sometimes I get a little bit tongue-tied, but that's because my mouth's dry as the Sahara Desert. Bit like my love life. Now, if I mention the fact that I'm single, they always look so shocked. Then they say that famous phrase, don't they? How come you're single? Oh, honey, let me get you a chair, get something to eat, get a hot drink, and I'll tell you a story. I'm gonna cut a very long story, 25 years of a story, very short. Because basically, in gay men, it's no tea, no shade, and no pink lemonade. But also, at the same time, I'm gonna throw some shade at you. Sorry, not sorry. But basically, some men don't want a relationship. They just want a hookup. Especially if they keep flirting with me, start kissing walls with me on Messenger, and send some, let's just say, naughty stuff. And then let's say that I'm attractive, but I don't want a relationship with you. Like, bitch, you can't have your cake and then eat it. That's how you get tested for type 2 diabetes. Because I've been tested for that myself. So I can joke about that. You probably can't. Oh, I've got a terrible feeling that David's going to mute me in a minute because that's the kind of thing he does. So before I get muted and probably kicked off, yeah, this is fun, and me and Ashley doing a showcase on Saturday. So if you're in the SB area, please come and watch us and watch us do improv. Thanks, David.
Okay. I was going to say, you are riffing on me? How dare you? Right, okay.
I want to say something. Hannah McGowan is just online just now, and all she asked was, has Ashley gone up yet? So, obviously not interested in seeing anybody else.
Well, I don't know. I still can't get over the fact that me and Johnny had that pizza and he swore there were anchovies on it. But anyway, let's have a look. Going next, we are going to have the fantastic Blue Glasses Girl. The stage is now yours.
Hi guys, well, after you lot, I just know there's no chance of me getting muted, so I'm just going for it, alright? Leon, when you said hands, fist, face, obviously I'm from the UK, I could relate, but I did think it was some weird kink at first. And DB Frick, I have to just comment on this retarded situation. So retarded is actually for people that were so retarded they went back on themselves, so they became retarded. So they were so retarded that they had to become retarded. So it's not that you have to be retarded to become retarded. So I'm just saying that for clarification because I'm a dyslexic, dyspraxic person with mental illness, so I just want to be clear that I am only retarded. That's what having a learning difficulty is. It means I'm just singularly retarded. And that is basically my set for tonight, is about what it's like living as a retard. So basically, what it means being dyslexic is I have a problem with basically like sequencing words. So some people think, because I wear blue glasses, because I'm like Elton John and I have sensitivity to light, so you know I get to raid his glasses wardrobe whenever I want, basically, is people think, maybe she can't read properly, or that's the issue. Nope, that's not the issue. It's basically like sequencing words together. So this has meant that I've like had a really intense interest in like words and like putting them together all the time. But it does mean that I get a little bit muddled with things as well, like sequencing things together and things like that. So I had to think of like some strategies to help me with this. So like one of the strategies I thought of, because people say to me, living with dyslexia, Emma, that can't be too hard. Like, you know, it can't really interfere with your life too much, let me tell you. So basically, I thought, okay, when I'm looking on the internet and trying to find out stuff, I can never remember the name of websites. So what I'll do, I thought, clever idea, I'll text myself all the websites I've been to. That was going well until I met my friend. I made a new friend, woo! And her name was Laura. And I put her number into my iPad, except the only problem was it wasn't her number, it was my own number. So for 2 months, I wondered why I was getting ping alerts from a woman called Laura with website addresses of websites I visited. Very confusing. Oh, just to say another thing, DB Frick, we're both wearing neon pink, so maybe that's the colour for retards. I don't know, but you know, that crossed my mind as well. As for the neon pink, that's the colour. We don't use that word in the UK, so it just feels like totally taboo to say it out loud. Live stream too. But unfortunately, I was an AstraZeneca girl. I don't know what vaccines you've had, if you've had any, but I was really disappointed because I really wanted the Pfizer so that I could call myself Pfizer Manelli or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, fucking awesome.
Exactly. But sadly, I'm an AstraZeneca girl, so I couldn't do it. Sad. The other thing that's really weird about living with dyslexia is like, because you don't know really how to like spell things or how things are worded, like people put stuff and I'm like too curious and minded. I don't know if anybody else is like this, right, who's neurodiverse, but like I have to Google everything. That is dangerous. So today I was on Facebook, right, and somebody had put about this really weird sea creature they'd found on the beach. So I Googled it. All I'm saying is please don't Google sea mouse. You can't unsee that. Sea mouse. You just can't unsee it. It's just like these freaky stuff that keep you awake at night then. The other thing that I think's weird is like people sending you messages. So I find it really confusing when people like aren't having face-to-face communication. So they're like sending me DMs. So during lockdown, I've got some very strange DMs, which I actually thought, but my son corrected me, was a euphemism for putting on Doc Martens. But it turns out it's direct messaging. So like I had one guy, for example, who messaged me and he said, do the curtains match the carpet? So I was like, fantastic, somebody who's into interior design as much as me. And then I had another guy who said, are you good with your hand skills? I said, well, I've got my sign language level 1. But like, honestly, like, as if it's not hard enough being assumed, right, that you're like a heterosexual woman anyway after a man. Like, that's not difficult enough. You're getting these weird DMs. But then, like, it's the advice you get. So I was chatting to my friend tonight, and she was told if she wants to find a husband, she has to go into aisle 20 at Tesco. Neither of us have been in aisle 20 at Tesco. We have no idea what's down there, but apparently husbands are for sale there. So get yourselves on there. I was just gardening outdoors, but, you know, clearly I got it wrong. So then there's like things like, if they're not giving you advice, you're like going on dates. So, and then they give you feedback. Like, so I had one person that I went on a date with, but not only did they give me feedback, but they kindly sent it to me in an Excel spreadsheet. Prompts on how to improve. And then I think somebody mentioned it here tonight, like the fun little things that you get, like sayings that people say to you, aren't they? And a common one is, don't worry, Emma, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Well, no, there isn't, because scientists have predicted by 2050 there'll be no more fish left in the sea. But then it's like just getting things muddled, and then most of my friends as well have got the same condition as me. So like my friend went into the shop the other day, and this is what I mean, people don't think it's a problem, but she went into the sandwich shop and asked for a punani instead of a panini. It's not an easy life is all I'm saying, being a dyslexic. And then like, because I struggle to like sequence, I usually get the joke like a minute after everybody's told it, so then I laugh at that point, which is incredibly awkward. I spend most of my life at comedy gigs. And then it's things like abbreviations, like text, like YOLO, right? So like, what does that even mean? So I thought I'm a vegan, right? So I thought it meant I only love organic. And then LOL, right? For ages I didn't know what that meant until somebody put LOL on the end of the text. I thought it meant lots of love, which got really awkward when I text my neighbour who'd lost her cat saying, I'm really sorry to hear that. LOL.
Oh no.
You see what I mean? It's just like these are the struggles. These are the struggles. So I was thinking about this, and I had the friend. Well, I've got something sad to say. I'm a bit apprehensive. I had a friend who passed away on Saturday, unfortunately. Her name was Marilyn, so I wanted just to tell you a funny story she told me. It's a bit of an ode to her. She was 86, bless her, and she'd worked all her life as a nurse. And she told me this funny story before she passed away, which was, we were talking about how GPs and doctors generally struggle sometimes, some of the higher up doctors, with their bedside language, what to say to people. And it kind of links in with what I'm saying about dyslexia and misunderstanding or taking things literally. And what had happened is the doctor had said to this older man, right, what you need to do is go home and put these suppositories up your back passage. Right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A couple of days later, Marilyn gave me permission to use this, by the way, bless her. She's that much of, she was a diamond person. She went to see him a couple of days later. She was a community nurse. She used to go into the home, and she went to see this gentleman, and she could still tell that, he was in pain. So she said to him, did you actually do the advice that the doctor gave you? And he said, yeah, of course he did. And he took her outside to his back passage, and the suppositories were just neatly lined up in a row outside. So this is the problem. Like, if you're autistic or you're dyslexic or whatever, you take things very literally. It's like when I have to remember, like, key information, like my passwords to log on to my internet banking, right? And I'm like 5 minutes in trying to remember all the information that apparently I've given to them before I realise that they actually know more information about my own childhood than I do. And then, like, just going back to the story with Marilyn, right, that kind of made me think about back passages and about private parts. I've got a weird mind, I've told you already, haven't I? It goes to dark places. I started to think, right, what if I took any Disney movie, right, and just replaced the last word of the Disney movie title with foreskins? Like, how would that go? Right, so this is my collection so far, and feel free to add to it. Snow White and the Seven Foreskins, Beauty and the Foreskin, The Little Foreskin, Rumple Foreskin, 101 Foreskins, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Foreskin. Yeah, that one's a bit, I know, it kind of hits that one, doesn't it? Yeah, I know, it's a bit strange, that one, isn't it? But I got really excited when one guy was sending me emojis, because that's another way you can communicate. Like I told you, I was vegan, he was sending me emojis of various fruit and veg. I thought, wow, this guy's really into the lifestyle, maybe we can get something going there. Turns out he was into the lifestyle, just not a vegan one. I also want to know, has anybody ever actually questioned whether you need a bag for life? When did bag monogamy begin? That's all I'm asking. So obviously we've already clarified I'm a retard. I have a son, he's a retard too, because it goes like that, it's genetic, do you know what I mean? And obviously if I'm awesome, I'm creating more awesomeness. So I live with him, he's autistic, and what happened is when he was little, he used to be a bit of a handful, let's say. So some of the advice he used to get was quite terrible. People would say, what you need to do with your kid is just give him a good smack, Emma, that'll sort him out. I was like, he's 8 years old. He's got 8 years of watching WWE. It's not going to happen, is it? But seriously, right, he used to make me watch. When he was about 10 years old, and you know how kids have a curfew on bedtime, he used to make me watch Titanic. Now, back in the day, when it was on Blu-ray, it was a 2-disc special, right? You used to watch an hour and a half one end, take it out and put the next disc in. So I said, okay, we'll watch it, but we'll just watch the first disc, son. So we used to do that. And when he got to the end of the first disc, he just knew he'd got me hooked, and he knew by the time we got there, I'm going to want to watch the rest. So he used to do this every weekend, through the week, time and time again. He caught me out, and we carried on doing this for months. And I was like, we've got to get out of this habit. Because if you don't know, Titanic on Blu-ray especially is 3 hours and 28 minutes, right? It was a long haul. So anyway, I thought, right, okay. So eventually, I'm there saying to myself, Emma, you're so mean, you can't possibly stop him from watching it. And I had to work out like a whole strategy how to stop him watching it. Because I was convinced it was one of his autism, one of his obsessions. And I thought, I can't take it off, and I felt really bad. It wasn't until months later that I realised the little brat had just done it to keep me up late past bedtime. 3 hours 28. what, honestly, like, what strategies? I mean, he said to me the other day, Mum, have you got a new perfume? Because I'm one of them weirdos that puts perfume on to come and do a Zoom gig. Does anybody else do that? The perfume on to do a Zoom gig? Like, what? Like, you can't smell me. And he said to me, Mum, you smell like a squirrel's back end.
Oh.
Seriously, this is the kind of stuff he says to me, but I didn't question how he knew what a squirrel's back end smelled like, but, you know. But as he's grown older, obviously, he's started to experiment, and I found some vodka in his bedroom. So I thought, as a parent, you've got a responsibility as you get older, you know, to take things like that seriously. I thought, I need to have a serious conversation. So I took him to one side. I said, son, listen, I found some vodka in your room. Like, it's fine. You're old enough to drink it, but, you know, I'm just wondering why you've hid it. You know, I don't want you to have a problem with alcohol. See it as a problem. And he's like, well, Mum, in honesty, the truth is, I need something to cope with living with you.
Oh.
So I thought, it's a fair point, so I bought him another bottle. I've been Blue Glasses Girl. Thank you very much for watching me.
Okay, thank you very much there, Blue Glasses Girl. So, now, everyone out there in internet land, we are coming to the main event. Yes, we are now coming to the Extreme Improv XStreamed World Champion, who will stand up for us as we all sit down and get comfortable to watch Ashley. Ashley, the stage is now yours. Ashley Edwards.
Why, thank you very much indeed. What a journey we've been on this evening. Also, Blue Glasses Lady, you and I have a matching joke, so let's see if we can spot it. Oh, delicious. But, yes, as some of you may be able to tell by how I'm talking, I'm indeed from the Midlands in the UK. And that basically means that I'm northern enough to talk on buses, but southern enough to understand how electricity works and have an indoor toilet. So that's good. But, you know, what some of you may have also picked up is that I am a fully licensed homosexual. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. Welcome to my TED Talk. Yes, Johnny, we know you're flaming. But obviously in the UK, at the moment, the Tory party has not made gay men get licences, but we know it's a matter of time. If there was a licensing agency for gay men, I imagine it would be called the DVL Gay. Oh wait, no, hold on, I've got Americans watching. What do you guys have, the DMV? Oh, so that's the D, no V. But we have the licensing authority. I kind of like to imagine how that licensing authority would work. So first of all, I don't know if it would be like a supermarket club card, like a points card, or an actual driving license. If it's like a supermarket club card, every time you do something remotely homosexual, like go, yes, queen, then you're going to get points on it, and you can exchange that for Eurovision. So, or if you get, if it's like a driving license, then you get points on it if you do something like a straight man, like watch a minute of football or disappoint a woman in any way. And obviously, if you get enough points on it, then you get banned from all things, including watching a certain TV show, which we'll get to in a minute. And obviously, for your gay license, you will have to do an exam. Obviously, there'll be a theory, a practical, oral. I imagine in that kind of exam, it would be sort of, first of all, getting assessed on how sassy your put-downs are, or how well you can lip-sync to the song WAP, which is important. I also think, you know, if we are going to have the DVL Gay or the Dino V, then I think they should do a monthly magazine, shouldn't they, really? It should be like a pull-out, which kind of tells you every month, kind of like, you know, which bakeries we're boycotting, which celebrities are so far back in the closet that they're with Mr. Dumbness. But yeah, and it'll be absolutely wonderful. But obviously, if you're a gay man doing comedy, it's always good to have a good coming out story. When I came out to my dad, just so you know, my dad was a white, working class, northern ale drinking, football watching ex-minor. So as you can imagine, he was really competitive. Yeah, not homophobic. No. When I came out to him, he said, well, you should see what I got to when I was at school. And I was like, Dad, trying to out-gay me at my own coming out. So, well done me. But yeah, you just don't know how people are going to react when you come out as a gay man. I came out to this woman at work, and obviously she was a seeing and hearing woman. She just didn't, I don't know. But she said to me, have you got a girlfriend? Have you got a girlfriend? I said, well, no, I'm gay. And she went, oh, you're gay, are you? I love RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, God.
And I was like, how dare you? How dare you assume, just because I'm a gay man, I love a competition show about drag queens. How dare you? I couldn't say that though, could I? Because I love RuPaul's Drag Race. If I was a drag queen, get ready, Blue. If I was a drag queen, I'd call myself AstraZeneca. Because I'm banned in several countries and a lot of people don't want me inside them. Obviously, if that branding doesn't work out, then I'll call myself Pfizer Manelli. Because I offer my own protection and you'll be feeling sore for a few days afterwards. Obviously, my ex-boyfriend used to love that joke. He's a RuPaul's Drag Race fan. I say ex-boyfriend because before lockdown 1, him and I broke up because he organised a threesome without telling me. Or inviting me. He didn't even invite me. So, needless to say, I have completed Grindr.
Woo!
Yeah. And anybody that doesn't know what Grindr is, DB, put your hand down. If anybody doesn't know what Grindr is, basically it's a dating app for gays, but it uses like location settings for it. Oh, it's kind of like Just Eat, but where it's never as hot as you want it to be. There's never as much sausage as they promised. Either comes early or comes late. It's kind of like Amazon Prime for penis. No, it's kind of like Pokemon Go, where you want but you get a Jigglypuff. So, the thing about Grindr is Grindr's a bit of it's a risky situation because Grindr, people can just like send you stuff without you asking for it. And one chap sent me XYZ pictures of various parts of his body. It kind of looked like a David Attenborough documentary. And then he sort of said, well, I want you to come round to my flat, let yourself in, and do X, Y, and Z. And it was really, really graphic and debauched. And so he then added a PS, an addendum. And that addendum said, however, I am observing social distancing. So, please wear a mask throughout and use the hand sanitizer by the bed. That'll be where the lube is. Obviously, no, because hand sanitizer dries my skin out, if you know what I mean. But dating in real life is a lot better. You get to know a lot more about a person by meeting them face to face. I have a lot to think about what person drinks, and you can tell a lot about a person by what they drink. So, I went on a gorgeous Sunday date, and it was on a Sunday in a beautiful, like a thatched cottage sort of pub, like jumpers vibes, old men at the bar vibes. So I got myself a pint of ale and sat at the table waiting for the date. Now, me drinking a pint of ale tells you that my northern gene is stronger than my gay gene, and that's important that you know that I'm drinking gay. It's important that you know that. But the date arrived, and hold on, how did Boris Johnson describe gay men in the newspaper? Oh, yeah. So this tank top wearing bum boy minced into the pub, and he minced over to my table with 2 bottles of blue WKD.
Oh no.
Now, double fisting Alco Pops is so gay that my bum hurts. needless to say, it was on for us. So the last thing that I kind of want to leave you on is about vaccines as well. It's not a TED Talk, do not worry, #5G. But I was having a discussion with this lady who was very much against vaccines. She was coming out with all the conspiracies. And at one point it kind of escalated, and she said to me, well, when you have kids, you'll feel different. And I said, well, I'm gay and I'm probably not going to have kids. And she said, oh, you're gay, are you? Were you before you were vaccinated?
Oh! Oh! Oh!
And I said, darling, it wasn't a prick in my arm that made me this way. So I want you all to know that my name is Ashley Edwards, and if you want to see more of me, please wear a mask, and a hand sanitizer is by the bed.
Okay, well done. Thank you very much there, Ashley. And just checking this, yes, we are officially demonetized. Well done. We did it, guys. We did it. We did it. So, fantastic, everyone. So, let's quickly go around the horn and find out where we can find everyone on social media. It's been an absolutely fantastic evening of comedy, and I thank you guys all so very much. So, let us start off. Pablo, where can the people find you?
Well, Facebook /PabloTWA and Instagram at PabloTWA. Thank you.
Okay, where can we find you, DB?
I'm not really sure where I am, but if you want to Google me, just Google my name and you'll find stuff and you'll find reasons to hate me. Do that.
Okay, fantastic. Johnny, where can the people find you?
You can find me at your local Pizza Express coming on pizzas, but apart from that, you're doing improv with Ashley Edwards, and we're doing the showcase this Saturday. You can see me here whenever David has me on here, and if you type my name in any form of social media, give me a like and a follow. If you don't, I'll shit on your pizza.
Ah, one too far, one too far. That second coming wasn't what we wanted. Right, so next up, Blue Glasses Girl. Where can the people find you?
Hi, you can find me, surprisingly, at Blue Glasses Girl. That's on Instagram, on Facebook. If you type in Blue Glasses Girl, comedy performer. If you can't find me and you're going on all the platforms, just go to my website, blueglassesgirl.com, and then you can get all the links there. And I hope the Pizza Express that you're at is not the one that Prince Andrew was at. That's all I'm saying.
Fantastic. Brenna, where can the people find you?
Hi there. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok as at Bernanda Jenkins. And that's it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Ashley, where can the people find you?
You can find me having a very long conversation with myself, and it's merely a discussion about whether or not I should be doing a pregnancy test after every pizza that I have. You can find me at Ashley Edwards Comedy, or if you can't find my Facebook, go on to your Google and search Meat Spin. You're welcome.
I'm going to do that. But for me, my name is David Pstansky. Find me on all of the platforms. You know where to find me, guys. So, I want to thank all of these fantastic performers. They're fantastic at stand-up, and it's great to have this different kind of show here on Extreme Improv. We will definitely do more stand-up shows in the near future. I always say that, but we will this time. So, make sure you check out this YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, go over to this website, see all of the other great shows that we've got coming up. And with that, from me, from everyone else, we're probably completely demonetized, so goodbye forever, ciao for now, boom. We're off the air, guys.
Oh, thank God for that.
Well done, everyone.
Sponsor for these stand-up shows.
That was